Let's welcome in Project 21 National Advisory Board member, podcast host Christopher Arps. He's with us. Chris, the thing about the masks on the plane is fine. When I heard this a couple of days ago, I didn't jump for joy. I didn't high five anybody. And I think some people were shocked when they were flying to wherever they were going, and a member of the crew or the pilot came on in some cases and made that announcement. It's great. I'm more excited that COVID measures that we've been dealing with for the better part of 26 months now here in the U.S. are starting to get rolled back. But then you look at the city of Milwaukee. We just brought this up. So yesterday, they re-implemented masks in public schools for teachers and kids. So you go to school, you're 5 years old, you got to wear a mask. You go to CVS or the grocery store with your mom or dad after school, you don't have to wear a mask. That's really confusing for kids. But then think about Philadelphia. Mask mandate is in place right now indoors in New York City and parts of California. So it's got to be the same rules for everyone, especially every tax-paying American citizen. At the southern border, if you say, fine, we're going to roll back Title 42 because no American citizen is dealing with a COVID measure inside the United States, fine, roll back Title 42. That's fine. But you can't take away Title 42 and tell me that I still have to wear a mask. It's just not fair.
It shows sheer hypocrisy. And, children, as we've seen through the course of this pandemic, are not affected by the COVID virus as much. So to reinstate mask mandates on children just seems incredibly stupid to me. Children don't want to wear them. It's hurting their education. They're not learning. And we're going into the warmer summer months. That is when the virus is not supposed to be as vibrant.
That's what we've seen at least
I don't
over the last 2
understand
years.
this.
Yeah, it's a good point. Chris, we had a conversation the last time you were on the show about age limits or maybe term limits. I think you were against both when it comes to the presidency, the House, and the Senate. Is that accurate?
Yeah, that is.
Okay, so fine. I think there probably should be a limit on either terms or age. But I bring this up because according to multiple reports yesterday, 80-year-old Bernie Sanders is considering running for president again in 2024 if Joe Biden steps down or decides not to run again for whatever reason, meaning that he'd be 87. If he were elected in 2024, he'd be 87 at the end of his first 4 years in office. Do you still think that there shouldn't be age limits or term limits?
I still don't, and really, I'd love for Bernie Sanders to run for president again. He's the gift that keeps on giving. He probably the Democratic Party really stands for today, and I think Bernie Sanders epitomizes that.
Chris,
let him run. Go, Bernie, go.
I think that will do Republicans a favor, but Allison, at some point, at 87 years old, this is me personally, and you can do whatever you want when you're 87, but shouldn't we be doing other things besides leading the free world?
When I'm 87, I hope to be on a beach somewhere, not thinking about work.
I hope to be just putting around, fishing, hanging out with the great grandkids at that point,
Being the president of the United States is one of the most difficult jobs. It's probably a 24/7 job if you're doing it right. And it does age people. You talk to former presidents and they say, this did age me. We see, I think Barack Obama went in and he came out with gray hair because it's a very stressful job.
Barack Obama, Chris, he was dyeing his hair in the beginning of in 2008. He was dyeing his hair, because he wanted to appear kind of JFK, young, youthful, that sort of thing. JFK dyed his hair too. And then his wife, apparently Michelle, told him, no, don't. It makes you look distinguished.
It does.
I think Barack Obama looks like a statesman now. I think he looks, because he's 60.
He's young.
And Rob, let's be serious. I have a better chance of pitching for the Boston Red Sox than Bernie Sanders ever becoming president of the United States.
Chris, you just said
that's my team.
You want to feel the burn for a third time, Chris. You just said that.
Hey, I'm a political guy. I think he makes great fodder for us.
All right, let me play you a soundbite. This is Jen Psaki. She was up on CNN Plus, which, by the way, I think they have something like 100,000 subscribers. They spent $300 million on this fiasco with a plan to spend $1 billion over the next 4 years. $300 million. Imagine that. Newsmax, if Newsmax came out with Newsmax Plus or something like that, same price, all things being equal, we'd have the same amount of subscribers that CNN has right now with no advertising inside of like a day by the end of this broadcast. But she was asked where Joe Biden is, why he's not holding press conferences. Take a listen.
Why has President Biden been so sheltered from the press?
In what way? He just did a press conference several weeks ago.
Well,
he takes questions from the press nearly every day.
He's had two solo news conferences.
No, beyond that. Nearly every day at the White House, he takes questions from the White House press corps.
Yeah, but Jen...
2 questions, 3 questions, 8 questions.
Yeah, but Jen,
why is that different?
Well,
he's done that
I'll tell you exactly
2 or 3 times more than his predecessors.
I'll tell you.
All right, quick reaction, Chris, to that, and then I've got a graphic for you while you're speaking that sort of shows what's been happening with these presidential press conferences over the last few presidents. But go ahead, what do you make of that?
After Monday's Easter Bunny intervention on the White House lawn, after the Easter egg roll hunt, we know why the president is not doing press conferences. The only thing that he had on his schedule yesterday was this meeting with the military leaders at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The rest of the day, who knows what he's doing? And when you look at the president's daily schedule, there's 2, maybe 3 events a day.
Yeah, lightest presidential schedule since at least Eisenhower. Chris Arps, thanks for being back with us. We'll see you again in just a few minutes.